Hola, wild ones from wherever on the interwebs, in the world that you are joining me from. I am Brandy Marsky. I am a book coach. I am an author. I am also the host of Salon Wild, which brings me to why we're here today. I wanted to have a little kiki, so grab your cup of tea or your cup of coffee or your glass of wine, whatever sounds good to you and your belly right now. I wanted to have a little kiki about literary salons, and particularly my literary salon that I just began called Salon Wild. So, what is a literary salon and why I'm bringing it back in a very modern way? Having been really deep inside the literary world since I started reading out of the womb, just kidding, not really, but maybe. It never occurred to me that folks in 2026 might not know what a literary salon actually is. And no, I'm not talking about the kind of salon that's prefaced by beauty or hair. Those are fabulous. That's just not the one we're talking about here. This awareness gap was brought to my attention from a one-on-one book client, which is friend plus client, who was booked to read at our very first Salon Wild, which took place on Thursday, March 26, 2026. A few days before the event, she voxed me and said, "Confession, I didn't even know what a literary salon was before this." And then it hit me. I am inviting and gathering people to a historical, artistic kind of event that they actually might not even know about. Face palm, like for real, Brandy. And honestly, I should have known. It is 2026 and not 1826. We are in an age where we gather less and less in person to converse about ideas, about books, about philosophy, about literature and art. And we're more and more online, where we only engage to like, comment, or to disagree. But, and also, I want more. I have always wanted, and I want those kinds of gatherings that are full of life, that are diverse, full of intelligent, artistic, creative, inspirational kinds of conversations. And whether we agree or disagree, we still gather to understand and to evolve, to create a different world versus to hate and troll. I want to be a part of that vibrant and thriving artistic, creative, literary community. And I've always wanted to host a salon. So in February 2026, I decided to create one. And what I hope one day will become a global salon. And I'm inviting y'all to be a part of it. Yay. So let me introduce you to, if you've never heard of them before, or remind you, if you have heard of them before, but you just need a little bit of a reminder, about the world of salons. Dun-dun-dun. Here's my introduction to salons. The first time I heard of a salon was Gossip Girl's Season 5, Episode 20, Salon of the Dead. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched, spoiler alert, alerting right now. Dan and Blair are together, and they're trying to plan their official entrance to society as a couple. Both of them are from totally different worlds, and they disagree on what their first public event outing should be until they meet a fellow kind of high society couple who is exactly like them. One is from the Upper East Side, one is from Brooklyn, and this couple that they meet at like a little bougie cafe host the most coveted salon tickets in New York City. And both Blair and Dan decide this is it. This is going to be the coming out party of our dreams. So they set their theme. It's called London Calling, and they invite the most notable of folks in the city. And of course, it all goes to shit because it's Gossip Girl. But watching that episode, my creativity, my curiosity, and my writerly soul was piqued. And I was completely enchanted by the salon's intellectual, artsy, literary energy and vibe. I Googled what is a literary salon because that's what we do. We Google. And I fell even deeper in love with the idea of hosting a salon. But it just never manifested back in, 2014 2016, 17, because I was too busy being a drag queen. More on that story later. Flash forward to 2023. I started my first Substack, but I struggled for years to understand exactly what it wanted to be. But now, 3 years later, through the magic of life and the creative process, this Substack where I'm hosting the salon, this Substack, my performer soul, and my desire to host a salon kind of all crashed together. And Salon Wild was born, and the House of Wild, which hosts Salon Wild. More about that in a minute. So what is a salon? A salon is a gathering of people around a particular theme and or subject where guests discuss and share their ideas on said topic. As the website alphahistory.com describes it, salons were formal social gatherings driven by discussion, particularly around literature, politics, and philosophy. The earliest salon that we know of as a collective was the Hotel de Rambouillet, a European salon created around 1607-1610 by Catherine de Vivonnet. Catherine would invite poets, artists, and intellectual thinkers to her home, which would eventually become known as the Hotel de Rambouillet, and the salon would take place in her chambre bleue, blue room. Catherine ran her salon until she died in 1665. When I started researching the history of salons, I stumbled upon the energy and spirit I wanted Salon Wild to capture. The most infamous of salon hosts, Gertrude Stein. Her salon, Rue des Fleurs Salons, or Salon des Fleurs, not the official name, but what it has become known as we move through history, was originally hosted by her brother Leo, but brought to infamy by Stein. Her salon ran for roughly about 35 years and hosted historical, artistic, creative thinkers like Picasso, Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, among many, many others. You can just literally Google Gertrude Stein salons and just see a list of now we know of as artistic legacies that were part of her salon. But for me, it wasn't the names that drew me to Gertrude Stein and her salon in particular. It was the fact that towards the end of her life, she came out as queer. Not coming out in the way that we know it now, but quietly in her relationship and in her work, penning her most famous book, The Autobiography of Alice B. Toklas, a sort of memoir about Stein told through Toklas's voice that I, of course, immediately bought after learning about it. Let me show you. See, I haven't started reading it, but my plan is to read it before our next salon, which is on fame, which depending upon when you're seeing it is either going to be in the future, the present, or the past. But this is Stein's book. So as a queer woman, I can relate to Stein. And through her legacy of her salons, I found an incarnation of myself that I knew I was meant to be. A salon host, a safe space for social, artistic, creative exchange, and a steward of my peers' work and an amplification of it. And while I do that on all my programs, like my VIP days, my courses, the salon is just totally different. In a salon, we capture things that we cannot capture alone. In a salon, we get to grow and share and learn together in community, not in a mentor-student kind of relationship or exchange. In a salon, we're all equals. And in that equality is where all real change begins. So what is Salon Wild? My little baby, my little creation. Salon Wild is a gathering place for writers, artists, creatives, authors, artistic wayward souls, and folks ready to expand and get visible and find their literary and writing community and invest in their writerly and creative and the artistic life that they've always dreamed of. It is a place of art and a sacred space to make and share art. Salon Wild is the first online literary salon designed in the same manner as Vivonnet's or Stein's, And the host from the salons of the 17th and 18th centuries, like it was birthed from the deep desire to be in that same kind of vibe and cultural creating space as those in the past, but of course, way more diverse and way more inclusive. Salon Wild gathers monthly, so we gather monthly, and it features guest readers. Sometimes it's based on conversations and shares. It's a communal place to get inspired to write your book, a Substack essay, a caption, a post, whatever you are desiring to create and bring forward. It is that place to get that kind of inspiration to do that. And it is a literary community that challenges all who enter to stretch beyond what you know. That's how art is made, by stretching beyond what we know and finding and feeling into what that next level, that next timeline, that next thing is. It is held on the last Thursday of every month in a Zoom room inside a virtual house called the House of Wild, which is hosted on Substack. And the salon room is part of the House of Wild, and everyone is welcome into Salon Wild. And all are invited to join us in this literary journey and wild ride, because it's been one and it's going to continue to be one. So how do you join Salon Wild? The House of Sky is free. The House of Sky. This is what, because I wanted to call it the House of Sky, but I was like, no, Brandy, that's already kind of, already out there. My drag mother, House of Sky. I was like, can't do House of Sky. So, but Freudian slip and that kind of wild. So instead I called it the House of Wild. So the House of Wild is free for all those who wish to enter. You can find the house at Brandy Amar Sky, that's 2 Y's, so brandyamarSky.substack.com. The Salon Room, which hosts the Salon Wild, has monthly dues of what is currently right now, as of April 22nd, $7 a month. May change, depending upon when you lovely folks are watching this. Those room dues include complimentary access to the salon and to the salon room, invitations to all the salons for as long as you remember, get that complimentary, and access to the house and salon archives, and first claims to read at the salon, which as we begin to grow is going to be muy importante. So you can join us at the salon room at the brandyamarSky.substack.com, and then you can click on the navigation header and it says salon room. Click on that. Or you can purchase a single salon ticket at bit.ly/salon wild tix, T-I-X. So that's bit.ly/salon wild tix, T-I-X, short for tickets. I would absolutely love to see you in space, in community, in relationship, in conversations with us. So is this the end? Not really. I've got big visions and dreams for House of Wild and our Salon Wild here on Substack, here on YouTube, here out in the world, on the interwebs, and in real life. Coming soon. I dream of Salon Wild being the place where artists, writers, creatives like you, I, we, me, us, gather and share and work towards our literary, our book, our artistic, our performer, whatever our wild dreams are. We come together, we are in community, and we inspire and help steward in our generation, next generation, 7 generations of artists and creatives. I dream of building a world, a new world, via Salon Wild that honors and values creativity and the arts and stewards visibility for writers and artists and fosters, again, 7 generations, future artistic legacies like that of Gertrude Stein's. And I dream selfishly because I want community. I want support. I want to be in a room of other people who are doing what they love and creating art and changing the world through their art. I want to gather and think tank and be with others who love words, books, culture, philosophy, art as much as I do. I want to amplify other writers, poets, artists' voices alongside my own. A rising tide lifts all boats. And I want to gather and I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself to stop dreaming about this new world and start fucking creating it and just fucking build it. Like, do it now. I dream of building a literary legacy with all of you. But the dreaming ends here. It ends right now. And the manifesting begins now. And if you're interested in what this kind of world looks like, I am sharing the very first Salon Wild. I am sharing it openly as an invitation to join us in conversation, in community, in culture, in building culture, and amplifying each other's voices. And I'm going to see you in this reality, the Salon Wild, this reality that was once a dream. And I also want to share with you before I leave, Gertrude Stein is our salon guide, spirit guide. And so I have created for all of us the official Our Lady of Salon Wild candle. I burnt this at our first salon and it continues to burn at each and every salon thereafter. I would love to know, have you heard of salons before? Have you been to one? Have you hosted one? Share in the comments below or share in the comments at Substack at this post. I would love to know, what is your experience with literary salons? I hope to see you at the next Salon Wild. Again, go to brandymarsky.substack.com and then click on the salon room and you can find out all about our next salon. I will see you inside. Until then, go be proof of what is possible. We got this. I love you. You got this. I believe in you. And Lakesh. I'll see you in Salon Wild.